All right, traders, today was another crazy day within the stock market. Tomorrow is going to be even crazier, and I'm going to help you get prepared for that. We're going to be doing an in-depth price action analysis. This is going to show you how you can trade these stocks both ways and what to expect in terms of when the bulls take control and when the bears take control, when to be bullish, when to buy the calls, when to be bearish, when to buy the puts. We're going to be going over the SPY and a couple stocks on my radar, such as NEO, DWAC, AMC, BBIG. We already went over BBIG, Tesla, SOFI, and PROG stock. We're going to be reviewing those within this video, and I'm also going to be recapping the trades and the price action analysis that we had within Trader Society. Another strong green day. I ended up trading the SPY both ways, buying puts towards the open, making a 20% return, and then calls towards midday when SPY hit that key 455 gap fill level. I ended up taking a scalp on the calls when it was pushing up around there, and it went all the way to 458. I literally sold those towards the top. In terms of swing trading with that strategy, there was no bullish confirmation as SPY didn't close weak. And when I enter swing trades, I like to wait towards power hour because that's when my swing trading confirmation comes in. In order for me to swing trade a stock, I like to wait towards power hour, playing for the next day rather than trying to play for the entire day because I don't know exactly where the stock is going to close. So if I see that bullish confirmation into the close, then I'll consider calls at the key gap fill level. If not, then I'm going to step out on the sidelines because I'm not going to buy into a bearish confirmation on the daily. So in terms of like day trading, it's mainly the 1 minute chart. In terms of swing trading, it's mainly the daily chart towards the end of the day. I wait for the candle to shape itself. So let's get right into this price action analysis. So in terms of the SPY, we're going to go over the SPY here first. We're going to discuss, the trade recap, the price action analysis, the updated price action analysis. How low is this going? And yes, this is still bearish. So let's get right into it. So in terms of Trader Society, how did I do in terms of the SPY? Well, this is where I alert, my trades in real time. You can see right here, January 19th. This was streamed live as well, live on the private streams for members only. And you can see right here, today at 10:16 a.m., I ended up buying the SPY puts at $4 a contract. I went with the 459 strike that expires January 21st, this Friday. I quickly sold half at 8%, and then I sold the rest at 20% when it hit 482. So let's go over this, and then we're going to go into the call option scalp I had on SPY where I made a 20% on that. So in terms of the price action for today, what was it that I was looking for in terms of buying these puts? So from a macro point of view, I was still bearish on the SPY because the gap did not fill during regular trading hours. Yesterday during extended hours, this hit 453. You guys know I've been anticipating this gap fill at 455. In terms of when it fills, I was looking to buy, which I did. We're going to be going over where I bought and where I sold. And like I said, in order for me to swing trade it, it has to form a bullish candlestick like this. And I don't know where it's going to close till the end of the day. So if I buy a call when SPY hits here, it's just a day trade until power hour. That's where I consider it a swing trade. So let's get into this analysis. So, SPY didn't fill the gap during regular trading hours, and I was looking at the chart here, and in terms of resistance, you have a lot of major resistance right here at 459. And this went from 459 all the way to 453, which is extremely bearish. Now, in terms of confirmations that resistance remained resistance, and for me to really buy the puts, it was this triple top. If you guys watch my previous videos on the SPYs, I pointed out this morning triple top pattern multiple times where SPY forms a triple top, whether it's at key resistance or whether it's at a previous closing price, and then it just sells off very, very hard into the day and then some point spikes back. But this is the confirmations that I was looking at. So, you have major resistance right here. And if you go back throughout the chart, you can clearly see, so I'll just draw lines so you can clearly see, let me just clear all these red lines here so you can see this, visually. So we have this major resistance with big downside potential, right? Your downside potential can go all the way to 453 like it did in extended hours. So it's a key major resistance, and SPY still hasn't filled the gap at 455 during regular trading hours at this time being, and I was still bearish from a macro point of view. So I was interested in puts. I just needed some confirmation. So I noticed, wow, this can drop potentially 6 points if history repeats itself. And I'm looking at the morning, I'm saying, okay, let's see how it reacts. If it can push back up towards that key resistance from yesterday. You can see right here, bearish, sells off, bearish, sells off. top wicks consistently failing to break out, consistently forming these bearish pins, and it's retesting resistance multiple times. So what you have to understand is if this is consistently reacting as resistance, forming these bearish pins, at some point it's just going to break down. And if you've been studying the SPY recently, it's been doing this triple top pattern. So in terms of my entry, I did enter a little bit too late. If you guys were watching on stream, I was very tempted and really trying to get in right around here at 10:03. But in terms of entry in the alert, it was right here at 10:16. Why did I decide to enter here? Well, it ended up breaking down, push back up, and then we got a confirmation right here. You see all the wicks, these bearish wicks. It cracked support, and it turned previous support into resistance, which is a very bearish signal on the SPY. When it's turning this key support where it's pushing back up towards this triple top, it cracks through, very bearish, confirming that the macro trend is now in play, pushes back up, turns previous support into resistance. It's going to be a fake out. It's going to be extremely bearish. And then I alerted it right here on the puts. And with that being said, this quickly went from $459, $458.50 where I got in, all the way down to $454, and that history repeated itself. Last time went to $453, now it's went even lower. So with that being said, in terms of my exit, I decided to, lock in half very quickly at 10:19 a.m. I was up 8% in 3 minutes on those, and then I sold the rest at 10:28 a.m. Just 10 minutes, just 12 minutes after entering for a 20% win. Now let's get into the calls. So I alerted the calls right here at 11:46 a.m. I bought the 455 strike January 21st. I'm using Webull. If you're growing an account, especially a smaller account, you're going to want to have a cash account so you can make unlimited trades and bypass the PDT rule. So switch over from Robinhood to Webull. You don't have to use, there's no link or anything like that. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm telling you guys, the PDT rule is a major setback. There's so many times where people get screwed with options because they can't exit a trade due to a PDT rule. They end up holding for a loss. There's so many disadvantages to the PDT rule. There just really is. So with that being said, use a cash account with Webull. It takes time though. It's going to take like 1 to 2 weeks, to get approved for that. So anyways, SPY calls at $4.04, strike 455, max risk 454.50, not risking a lot. This could run from 1 to 3 p.m. And then that was alerted at 11:46. 10 minutes later, I started, 10 minutes later, I started selling at 445, making 11%. I sold half, and then I sold the rest literally towards the high of day. Sold 25% more at 12.16 at $5, and then all out at 485. And then I was on the sidelines from there. So in terms of SPY, why did I decide to buy calls, right? So let's get into that. So in terms of the SPY calls, that was alerted, at 11:46 a.m. So why did I decide to buy calls right here at 11:46 a.m.? Why was that? You guys remember that key gap fill level where, I've been very interested in buying the SPY for a scalp and also for a swing trade, but I didn't do the swing trade because there was no bullish confirmation. I'm never going to buy into a red def candle. Like it's just going to have a morning panic and go down the next day, and then it could come back. So with that being said, I played it for a scalp. And in terms of that confirmation, this is where the gap fills. So I told myself, okay, this is the first time where the SPY filled that gap during regular trading hours. Also yesterday, it went to 453 and pushed up to 459. So there's a good chance it's going to bounce here, have a gap close reversal at one of the best support levels for the SPY, your key critical triple bottom support here with this gap close reversal. So of course, I'm very interested in, getting the call options. So with that being said, I picked them up right here at 11:46 a.m. Why right here? Let's look at the confirmations. It hit the gap fill level, it bounced up. Hit the gap fill level, it bounced up even higher. Went back to the gap fill level, then it started pushing up sideways. So that was enough confirmation for me because it consolidated and formed a triple bottom and it pushed up multiple times. That was enough confirmation. So see how I give it some time. I don't just get in right away. For me to get in for the bullish confirmations, basically triple bottom, push up, had to break out multiple times, basically saw it as a gift once this had a really nice push up from the level and then a hard sell off back to level, but then bounced again, trending up sideways. So I decided to get in right here on this bullish green candle right around here. And then in terms of locking in profits, as stated, I began to lock in profits, at 11.56, sold half, and then I sold the rest at 12:16 to 12:16 p.m. So with that being said, in terms of locking in profits, the main reasons why, it just had such a massive move up. I wasn't expecting it to go up that much that quickly. This literally went from 455 to 458 in like 30 minutes. Massive move up. And I was very confident holding once it turned the previous closing price, going from red to green on the day into support. That's why I continued to hold the rest. And then I began to lock in profits right around here towards that, 12, right here towards 12:16 and 12:18. The reason for that was it was towards key major resistance with huge downside potential. It was nearly at this key level, and it's still kind of bearish for the macro. So I wanted to play it safe and lock in. And then from there, I told myself, okay, I'm going to see how it closes. If it closes strong, I'm going to get back in swing trade calls. But it didn't close strong. So now I'm on the sidelines. So I want you guys to understand, for swing trading, the way I swing trade, it's towards power hour. I wait towards the market to close and I wait for the candle to shape itself. So basically, like if I'm saying in a video, I'm interested in buying SPY once it goes to 455 for the gap close reversal. If I say that, for day trading, I scalp it. I get in, I get out. If I see the bullish confirmations on the 1 minute candle, like I saw in the SPY. Now for swing trading, that's towards 3 p.m. For me to swing trade, for me to hold overnight, it has to form a bullish candlestick like this. It has to have a bullish hammer, some sort of bullish candlestick. It can't look like this. It has to be a bullish green candle for me to buy and hold overnight. See how when SPY is at key support and it rips back up, like every time it forms this, bullish green candle, bullish green candle, bullish green candle, it has to form something like that for me to swing trade it. So just understand, it's a day trade until 3 p.m. towards the end of the day. Then that's when you can swing trade, because I have to see where it's going to close at, right? So I just wanted to clarify that for those of you who didn't understand that and follow the channel. So in terms of my current thoughts on the SPY, extremely bearish. Still, I just want you to understand this is very, very bearish at the moment, because this is a key 455 gap fill level. And we cracked through and it closed very, very weak at the low day. That's extremely bearish. If you see how the SPY reacts when it does this, for the most part, it tends to go a little bit lower and then it can rip back up. You can see, just look at this candle, same candle here, it goes lower. Same candle here, it goes lower. Same candle here, it goes lower. So in terms of the SPY right now, market is still extremely bearish. The next key support level is going to be right here towards $449. I'll see how it reacts around there. In the meantime, I'm just going to continue to focus on, like I've been doing within this market, buying put options at key resistance levels. So I study the macro trend. If I'm bearish on the macro on the market, I'm going to look for opportunities to buy put options at key resistance levels. That's what I'm going to look to do. I'm telling you guys, this is the year for traders. This is the year for day traders and short-term swing trades. That's what this year is for, but mainly scalping for me. That's what the year is for, guys. Investors, they're going to get destroyed, man. Look at what happened in 2020. These stocks 10x went from new all-time highs when the world was melting. Like, investors are in for a rude awakening. This is, if you think stocks are down bad now, just like wait, it's going to get much worse within time. So be very, very cautious and wait for bullish confirmations when you're swing trading these. I'm not interested in really investing into anything at the current moment. What I am doing is, in terms of a longer term point of view, I'm doing leap options. My first leap option within Trader Society just printed today. This is our leap options section. This is where we do midterm to long-term trades. These are passive income plays. You don't have to watch them. This is where you can just kind of follow the alerts in that sense. My first one was a forward put option. This was alerted on January 12th. I got in at $1.84. The expiration was March 18th, 2022. Gave myself plenty of time. And with that being said, these absolutely printed. Today was the big day for them. They're now worth $2.80. In terms of the strike, it was the $24 strike. They're worth $2.80. I got in at $1.84, still holding those out. Ford was a phenomenal leap option play, man. When I saw that it was struggling at this resistance, and it's still pushing for new all-time highs when the market's getting slaughtered, like at some point, this is just gonna get wrecked and go back down to fill the gaps below. Like, look at this. This thing went from 4s to 25. We got multiple gaps to fill below. Like, at some point, it's just gonna get wrecked. Like what happened to AMC. These stocks come back down to reality and they start to fill the gaps. And realistically, like from a macro point of view, we're most likely going to go to 2077. I'm going to look to take some profits off when we go to 2177. But yeah, we're definitely due for some more downside. This just cracked key support, very bearish candle. Notice how the squeeze indicator looks. Look at this. As soon as it turned dark blue, remember I told you guys, light blue is when the squeeze triggered. So look at this. Look at the light blue. This is the first time it triggered light blue right here. That's the squeeze. That's bullish. Look at it. It just ramps up. It just ramps up. Now watch what happens when it goes dark blue. This is the first day it went dark blue right here on this red candle. Look what happened. Boom. Major reversal, major sell-off. So this squeeze indicator has been working fairly well for me. But yeah, I mainly just focus on price action, but this is something I've been experimenting with, and you could see it works fairly well with Ford. This is like another example. The teal blue triggered right here. This is the first one. Major squeeze up. And then when it goes dark blue right here, major sell off, comes back to reality. So yeah, we're definitely due for more downside on Ford within time. And those are going to continue to print. But yeah, guys, we absolutely crushed it today. Within the program, had several students do very, very well. Today was much better than yesterday. Yesterday was green, but today was like a much bigger green day. We have people join the program, they make back the cost of the program within their first day or within their first 2 days. But we're absolutely killing it. Han Solo, man, this guy is so consistent. He played the DWAC puts, turned 580 into 850. Nice scalp on that. But yeah, these guys are crushing. Ford puts, DWAC puts, $1,900. Like, we got a lot of people in here consistently crushing it. So with that being said, let's do the update. So like I said, in terms of SPY, I'm kind of on the sidelines. I want to see how it reacts towards 449. Still bearish on the overall macro point of view. In terms of tomorrow, there's a gap to fill. There's a gap to fill above at 451.75. So I'll see how it reacts towards that 451.75 level. We'll see. Right now, in terms of after hours, it's trying to go up a little bit. So we'll see. I'm just kind of on the sidelines for now. With that being said, like I said, NEO, extremely bearish signal on NEO. We just turned key critical, huge upside support potential into now a resistance level twice. Like I said, man, these investors are going to be in for a rude awakening because they don't understand price action and they don't understand gaps. Like, if you just learned these gap trading strategies and like price action, your entries would be 10 times better. And you would realize, like, as an investor, you'd really just want to sit on the sidelines. What I'm mainly doing is I'm sitting like cash, all liquid, trading. And then, I'm not trading with like all my money in my account. So what am I doing with the cash left aside? I'm looking for midterm to leap option plays like I did with Ford. I sized in nicely on those. That's what I'm looking to do with my cash sitting around. I'm looking for some midterm to leap option plays. Not really looking to buy and hold stocks for the time being, as they're extremely, overpriced and inflated. Like, I really don't get the obsession of what some people have. Like, just be like, man, should I invest in Tesla stock? It's like, it's at $1,000. Like, this was literally, this was at like 60. This was 60s in 2020. This was at like $70. Like, it went to 1,200. It's like, really? Like, what are you going to double your money in like five years on this play? Like, big deal. With an option, I can double my money in like, 30 minutes to an hour. It's like, you got to know when not to buy and when to just move on. Like, you shouldn't be interested in terms of long-term investing in Tesla unless you're going to hold it forever, or if you're just in at a very good average. But you just got to understand, it's like, you missed the boat. Move on to the next one. Like, people just really got to understand, like, look for plays that are oversold with huge upside, not for plays that are extremely overbought and extremely inflated with little upside and more downside. So in terms of Tesla, like I told you guys, we're going to go to 938. So I'm pointing people in the right direction. Once this hits 938, this is something I want to buy the calls on. It's going to be a phenomenal buying opportunity, in my opinion. We also have earnings coming up. I don't like holding through earnings, so we got to see if this can get to that gap fill before earnings. So we got to kind of see how this plays out. But 938 is the plan to buy Tesla calls. As for, NEO is still bearish. DWAC, the chart looks bearish. It looks like we're going to fill this gap at 71. It is, trending up a little bit, in after hours. If you're still riding some puts on this, the most I would risk is like 81. I wouldn't risk more than like 80, 82 to 83, 83 absolute most risk. It should go back down to fill the gap at 70, but like 83 is the most I would risk on that. As for AMC, like I told you guys, we're heading to 1641. The chart is still very, very bearish. It keeps forming the bearish candles, keeps turning previous support into resistance. So for this one, just like Tesla, I'm looking to buy the gap fill play. So remember, with these gap fill plays, they are scalps at first, right? So you scalp them and then, you lock in your profits. And then in terms of swing trading, you can look to get back in at 3 p.m. if they're closing strong, if the candle's bullish. If it's not a bullish candlestick, you don't swing trade it. So just remember, it's a scalp at first. If you see bullish candles coming in on the 1 minute at the key level, it's a scalp. That scalp could turn into a swing trade and you could be at a phenomenal entry, but that means you got to hold it. And if you hold it, you can get back a lot of your profits. I don't like doing that. So what I like doing is I like scalping at it first, locking in my profits, then I can get back in towards power hour if it's bullish and if it's closing strong. That's what I like to do. So basically what I'm saying is the way I swing trade, I'm basically not really up or down the day I get in. I'm basically up or down the next day. So the day I get in, it's not going to affect me too much. That's how I like to swing trade. I like to wait for confirmation. If you don't use confirmations, like, you're going to get destroyed. Just look at all of these people buying the dips without bullish confirmations. They're getting wrecked. You have to use confirmations. If I didn't use confirmation on SPY, I would have got stuck bag holding calls today. If I were to swing trade those. So that's what I'm waiting for on AMC, the 1641 gap fill play. In terms of PROG, so this one has a strong history of having gap close reversals, but if you've been studying the overall market, these stocks have just been, in terms of a swing trade point of view, like in terms of day trading, they've been having gap close reversals. Strategy's been great for day trading, but in terms of swing trading, there's been no confirmations, no bullish confirmations on the daily candle to swing trade any of these. So in terms of PROG, we are approaching a gap fill at 135. It's a very, very small gap. The low is 136. The previous closing price is 135. So it's a 1 cent gap. With the way the market's going and the way things currently are, I would just focus on $1.08. The lowest gap to fill on this stock is at $1.08. That would be like your best price to buy it. If it looks bullish, if you see bullish confirmations, you could try a scalp at 135. Just know to swing trade it, you need to see a bullish candle come in. You need a bullish candle on the daily. Like, it has to look bullish. The stock has lost the vast majority of its volume. It's still bearish. So it's kind of just best to wait for $1.08. Like, at some point, it's going to go to $1.08 anyways. Like, yeah, it could spike off of 135. Even if that happens, it's still going to go to 108. So I would just focus on 108 with the way the market is right now and the way things are going. I would just really focus on $1.08, on PROG. That's what I would do. I'd wait for the $1.08 gap fill. I'll study how it reacts at 135, but my interest is $1.08 on this play, especially, with these small caps getting wrecked and stuff like that. It's like, that's what you got to do on PROG. So in terms of SOFI, this is an interesting play here. This gapped up, formed a bearish candlestick on the daily. You got a lot of resistance at 1430. So for this one, what I'm looking at is, I noticed it was, I believe this was up in after hours. So yeah, we're running a bit in after hours. We're at 1430. So we're currently at 1430 on SOFI. It's on track for another gap up. The key with this one is, if I see this turn to, this is why you got to stay till the end of these videos, because towards the end, we get into some of the best plays. If I see this turn 1430 into support, 1430, 1440 into a support level, I'm going to look to buy calls and ride this back up 15 to 1520. So I'm going to pay close attention to SOFI. Now, if we see a breakdown, if it looks bearish, I'll look to get puts towards resistance at 1470. So we'll see. This is going to be interesting. I'm most likely going to be trading this one tomorrow. I definitely see a trading opportunity coming on it. Just be aware, we got a lot of resistance at 1470. If that can break above, turn into support, we're on track for 1525. If not, things are going to get very, very bearish. In terms of where bears really take control, once 1371, the previous closing price cracks, extremely bearish, on track to go back to like 1330. Once 1330 cracks, it's over for the short term. It goes back to fill the gap at 1206. So this is going to be a very lucrative option trading opportunity. I'm gonna pay close attention to this. Right now, I'm just kind of watching the price action, but I definitely see myself making some sort of trade on this here soon. Just got to pay attention to the price action. But yeah, overall, that's gonna do it. But guys, I'm telling you, man, I hope that was a great lesson, man, because a lot of these stocks, if you've been studying them, especially the small cap ones, like, they've been following the market when it crashes, but when the market spikes, they haven't been following the market. They've just been doing their own thing. So the market is basically just diluting all of these stocks. So it's a very important lesson. You know, I called this out. People thought I was crazy when this was at like $2.30. I literally told them it's going to go back to $1.08. Like, I'm telling you, I can point investors into the right direction along with day traders. But yeah, especially, man, like, it's just, gosh, I can save investors so much money. The amount of money I can save them, like, it's just unbelievable on what I can do for an investor. I can literally tell them, like, when a stock's at like $4, I'm like, yeah, just wait till $1 to buy it. And it will literally go to $1. It's going to take a long time, but it'll literally go back there. And, you know, they're long-term investors anyway. So it's like, man, if you were to just wait for these gap fills and these best prices and ignore all your due diligence and fundamental analysis, like, it's hilarious. Some people spend like days and days of researching these companies, and I just look at the charts for like 5 minutes and I literally exactly know where the price will be within time, like from an overall macro perspective. Like, it's just so many people. Like, I made a video right here when this was at like 220. I told them it's going to go to 108 in 30 to 60 days. It went to 180, and when it spiked to 230, all the bulls came back and they all trashed my channel. And I literally told them, I'm like, it's been 4 days. Like I told you guys, 30 to 60 days, come back. None of them came back. So it is what it is, man. You know, when you get stuck holding the bag, people don't like admitting when they're wrong. But yeah, I'm going to leave it off at that. Please, guys, watch the video analysis. Learn how to trade price action. It's all within this channel. We're killing it. So with that being said, if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, where you get to trade live with me every day at market open, you get access to the chat room, you get access to the real-time trade alerts with share plays and option plays. You get access to the leap option plays as well. Very, very ideal for those of you who are looking to put a portion of your portfolio in passive plays, right? Or if you're a full-time student, full-time 9-to-5 job in that sense. You also get access to one-on-one direct messaging me. So I'm getting a lot of comments on YouTube. You guys asking me to review your stock. What do you think? And, you know, I can't respond to all the comments and I can't reply in real time. Like, guys, we're nearly at 300 people. We just launched 6 weeks ago. Like, I have to put my members first. So with that being said, like, I will get back to you as fast as you can. Within Trader Society, you can message me one-on-one. That's the only way to message me on a one-on-one basis. You can also ask me questions, get your questions answered live on spot in the webinars and during the chat room as well. There's also a video lesson library, over 20 hours of educational content teaching you price action, trading strategies, psychology, risk management, everything it is that I know about the market. And there's a lot to it. So if you are interested, it's the first link in the description, and you can trade live with me at Market Open tomorrow. So I'll see you guys at Market Open, and until then, peace.